All right. Hi, guys. I apologize for the really crappy audio this morning. There was a setting that I guess I got ticked off of, and it messed with the music and the recording, but I figured it out. I have troubleshooted it over the last hour and 15 minutes, and I figured it out. So this is Monday Bar. You're going to need something to elevate your feet on. Now, it doesn't have to be high, so I'm using a yoga block, just one yoga block, and then a set of weights. Remember that you can do any of this work without weights. You can always just do it with your hands. So we're going to start on our backs. Get the music rolling. Okay. And let's just go ahead and come into some nice spinal movement, getting the breath going. So feet flat on the mat. Your arms are going to come by your side. Bring the hands to the belly for a moment and just take a big breath in. And then every time we exhale, just feel your back settle in a little deeper into the mat. Release those hands by the sides, tuck the shoulder blades slightly underneath of you. And we're going to articulate the spine, so an articulating bridge. That just means we take a big breath in. As we open mouth, exhale, curl the tailbone, tuck, lift the hips high, extend the knees, and then float the arms as we inhale overhead, and then roll the spine down bone by bone. And then inhale the arms down by the sides. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, arms float overhead. Exhale, lower down bone by bone. So tail is flat, so lower. Really focus on that low back articulation. Inhale the arms down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, float the arms overhead. And then reach those fingers long as you curl all the way down. All right, last one here. Take your time. This is supposed to feel like a nice stretch for your spine. So yes, there's some work going on, but it's more of just this length in the back, movement in all of the vertebrae. And then from here, plant those hands down. You're going to take your block, or your elevated surface, and place your heels onto your parallel. Thighs can be close together. And now our bridges are going to turn into glute bridges. So we're going to squeeze up, hold, and then lower down. So still maintaining that length, in the spine. You can think about creating that space energetically. Keep going. 4 more. Squeeze. Pause at the top. And then lower. Lengthen the front of the hip. Last 2. And then on your last one, you're going to lift and hold. Reach the right leg to the sky. Don't let that right hip drop. Keep them nice and even. Lower the right leg in line with the left. And then squeeze it up. Inhale down. Exhale. Lower and lift. Don't let that right hip drop. 4 more. Down. Squeeze it up. Can you control the core here? Feel it engage. Lift the leg. And then 1 more. Hold that leg to the sky. Lower the hips down. Exhale. Squeeze the left glute to drive yourself up. Inhale down. Exhale. Squeeze. 4 more. Reach. Last 3. Reach energy through those right toes. 2. And on your last one, we're going to lift and hold. Hold it here. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Lower it down. Same thing other side. Right foot to your surface. Left leg is going to lift. We're going to squeeze up and hold. Keep the hips nice and steady. And then lower that left leg and lift. So we don't want to lower it too much, because then we tend to arc the low back. You want to keep the spine nice and neutral. Keep the legs controlled. Relax the neck and shoulders. Last 2. And then 1, hold it to the sky. Lower the hips, and then squeeze and lift. Lower and lift. So your right leg's really having to work, right glutes really having to work here. 4 more, but keep that left leg engaged. Last 2. Last 1, we're gonna hold it, squeeze. 4, 3, a little higher, 2, and then 1. All right, hug those knees in. Let's come on up. Move that block out of the way. And then we're gonna come into kneeling. So if your knees are tender, grab your weight. If your knees are tender, feel free to do this standing. You would just work the hip hinge a little bit more without that knee variation. So let's just start sitting hips back to heels for a moment. We're going to squeeze those elbows behind us and then come up. So what it can look like is that open chest, reach. And so brace the core. Can you get a little taller through the whole body? Not just the front, lift the sides of the body and the back. Hold those elbows back. All right, 2 more. I'm gonna add on. And then last 1. All right, lift up and sit back. So remember when we sit back, it's a hip hinge, it's a long spine. And so that you're really starting to work the glutes as you lower down. 1 more. Squeeze up at the top. All right, last 2. And then 1. Now from here, come on up, hold those weights by your side. We're gonna hinge back, lean the weights forward, reach the weights forward, and then squeeze on up. So this is quad, glute, core, pelvis, right? So swing back with control, and then come on up. Zip that pubic bone up to your navel to avoid any kind of hyperextension in the back. All right, 4 more. Lean it back. Check that low back, use the core. 2, of those shoulders back. And then 1, hold it, just the arms. Lower, lift, lower, lift. 1 more, down, and then up. Flip the palms, 90-degree elbow, press, press. Keep that hinge. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come forward. All right. And then as you're ready, we're going to come to stand. So you can move any mat or props out of the way. You are going to use your block. So let's just start with a little bit of footwork to open the feet and to get them firing up. So with this, feet are parallel, and you go ahead and walk them in a little bit closer than hip distance. They're not quite touching. And we're going to bend, lift, bend, lift. So watch those knees. Try not to let them collapse in or open out. They go straight forward. Bend, lift. Root the heels down. Feel the stretch in the calves. All right. Shoulders relax. Neck is tall. And when we bend, we're not coming forward, right? So we're very small movement. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Hold it. We're going to roll through the feet. Lift the heel. Heel. So we stay in that little baby bend, and we use the core to pull. Feet. Spread those toes wide, and don't be afraid to stretch the feet. So I'm really feeling at the top of this lift of the heels, my arches are stretched. Feels pretty good. All right. 4, 3, 2. My pelvis is steady. Last 1. Hold it. Pull. So we do have those knees a little forward of the toes, so I'm going to shift some body weight back to accommodate that so that I'm not pushing pressure in my knees. Shoulders are nice and light, nice and tall. 4, 3, abs are in. 2, and then 1. Stand it up. All right. So I'm going to take my block, and I'm going to step on it with my left foot to begin with. And with this, this is just putting me in a deficit so that when I step back, I have a little bit more range in that front leg, so it's going to burn a bit more in that front leg. All right. You can always have a higher stance if you want a challenge, but don't go too high because you'll see why in a moment. All right, so hands can either be on the support. Make sure your heel's on the block, or your hands can be off the balance. So we're going to step back and then all the way up. All right. Now, if you really wanted to challenge yourself, you could grab some weights and hold onto those weights by your side. But that might not be it today. I've got single pound ankle weights on, and that's enough for me today. All right, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. So now hinge forward, reach that right leg back. And then what we're going to do is try to send that right leg back even further and then come up all the way up. Sorry. We're going to hinge, stand it up, right? Hinge and lift. So we sit back in that left push. We reach back to that right leg. So it's energy through those right toes. All right, so what happens is when we really think back, instead of pushing that knee forward, the glute starts to fire pretty quickly, pretty deeply. 4 more. 3. Last 2. And then 1. Now hold your hinge, reach that right leg back. Little baby bend in that left knee, little straighten in that left knee. So it's only moving up and down about an inch. Focus on shooting those right toes back every time. Back, back. Keep it going. Build that pressure in the legs. Relax the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hold it. Lift the right leg. We're going to bend that knee and sit up. Up. Keep that right hip from opening. It's facing the floor, parallel to the floor. Left leg is bent. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Stand it up just to switch if you need to. I'm going to switch to the knee. We're going to come into curtsy to split squat stance. So, same leg. We're going to come back, open out, bend. All right? So keep going. We're going to find that flow. And then every time we sit back, the butt shifts back, right? So try not to push those knees forward. You hear me say it a million times. I sound like a broken record. I know, but I see it often in class. People forget, and they're like, oh, my quad is burning. It's great, but they're also pushing their knee too far forward. So listen to the body. Out, back. 5 more. Last 3. And then 1. Come on up. Switch those legs. Your right foot to the block now. Place your support. Nice and sturdy. All right. So from here, back. Lift. Hold on if you need to. Sit back, shoulders over those hips the whole time. If you're holding on to your support, those shoulders might be a little ahead of the hips, and that's fine. Get low and lift. Make sure to squeeze that right glute at the top. 5 more. You could certainly do this without your foot on a block. It's just a little less intense. Last one. Hold it, hinge. We're going to go back, lift. Reach those left toes back. Inner left thigh rotates up to the ceiling. That's going to keep your hips squared. Send your right foot back. Left toes reach. Fully stand at the top. Root through that heel. 4, 3, 2, and then hold it. From here, little bend, little straighten. We never fully straighten in this series right here. Woo. Embrace that deep burn. I'm doing it right here in my butt, right here in my quad. 4, 3, 2. Now hold that bend, flex that left foot up, lift. Keep sending that right hip back. 8, Belly in, abs in. Last 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Last bit of work on the block, I promise. Curtsy, wide squat. So, standing up, curtsy back, open out. Keep it going. You can add the arms if you'd like. Squeeze the shoulder blades. We always want to think of the purpose and why we're moving a certain way, right? So to use the arms, the purpose is to open the chest, strengthen the back. 8 more. Like I said, this is my second round through this workout, and my legs are feeling it. That's worth it, right? 4. Last 2. 1 more. Shake it out, get rid of that block. All right, let's give a little break with that movement. So right hand goes towards support, or both hands. And we'll open out wide second. So come on down, reach that left arm up and over, and then reach it over to the left side. So moving right from here, right from the ribs. Feel that stretch on the left side. Feel an opening on the right side. Stay low in the legs. Keep those knees open. Feel a little pull of the pubic bone up and in. All right, 1 more each side. Hold it, second position pulse. Lift. Get the whole foot rooted. Lift your inner arches. All right, keep those knees open wide. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it low. We're going to shift to the left. Right, so we stay low. We're going to give 1 break at a time with each leg. All right, adding a rotation. So reach the right arm, reach that right hip. Come down, rotate. We're moving from that center again, always, right? Reach. So really reach with those fingers. Feel that stretch through the side of the body. 3, 2, and then 1. Hold. Pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten those legs. Other side. So we can bring that hand to the other side here. 9 seconds. Reach. And reach. Stay low. Build that heat. But then find that length in the side of your body. All right, 2 more. Don't lose that energy in the inner thigh. And then 1 more. All right, hold it. Oh. 4, 3, 2, 1. Side to side. So try to avoid locking the knee. Think more of engagement up. 4, 3, 2. Add the rotation. Reach. Get low in between. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then last full round. Reach. Shake it out. All right. We're going to come to face our support. We're going to actually give ourselves a nice full stretch. So hands about shoulder distance on that support. Shift the hips way back. Feet are parallel. Soften those knees if you have tight hamstrings and feel that in your back. Now, hug the back in. Bend the knees, curl. Round up tonight, and then step the feet in about 2 inches. Lean back, elbows to the side. And then from here, bend the knees. We're going to stick the butt back and then lift high. Bend, lift. Raise the belly. It's as if you're slightly trying to pull your abs away from your thighs the whole time, and then energetically reaching the tailbone. Heart forward. Bend, reach. All right, so we want to think about when we squat, like everyday movement, because I am picking up something off of my floor, right? We want to find that long, open space in the back, as opposed to me rounding and finding that on the floor. All right, hold, lift that right leg, hold it here, and then what we're going to do is lift that left heel, and lift. Use the abs to pull that knee up. 4, 3, 2. Now last one, lower that heel down. I'm going to bring my forearms to the bar, but I'm not sinking my weight. I'm so lifted. Face the core, keep it up. So my left knee is soft, walking a little bit. Soft and bent. Right leg is easy. Now hold it here. We're going to go higher, higher, highest, lower down. Now, if when you get up to your highest, you felt that in your back, I want you to recommit to the core. So higher, high, higher, highest, pause, up, absent. Even if that means you have to drop that knee a little bit, that's okay. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Bring that right knee in line with the left. We're going to higher, higher, open. Open, both knees bent. Watch that left leg. It's steady. It's not moving. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Shake it out. Other side. Promise, this is our last bit of work at the bar. So, from here, come on, stretch. Go break. So, all of this time at home as little kids, and so when I'm on the floor a lot, I'm rounding forward, I'm holding, trying to be very aware of it, but it's a constant battle. Opening, you can do this on your kitchen counter, on your couch. It's a wonderful way to get all of that open, but then we always want to follow an opening with some strengthening, which we both can do. So, find yourself a little closer to the bar, down, up. So hips propelling this movement. Knees are moving, but the hips are your driving force. All right. 4, 3, 2. Now last one. Keep that bend. Lift that right leg. We're going to go up, up. Everything stays nice and steady in the core. I'm actually going to use my forehead onto my hands. Reach. Lift your right waist a little further away from the floor. 3, 2. Now hold. We're going to come into high, highest, highest. Pause at that highest point and then lower it down. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Squeeze and pause. Let it go. 5 more. Up, up, up. Release. Keep breathing. Squeeze at the top. Let it go. 3 more. Relax those shoulders. Get that inner thigh rotating up to the ceiling as best as you can. Last one. Back, back, back and hold. Squeeze it. Now bring that knee in. Got that roll. So lift the right heel and use the weight. Belly in, right waist lift. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Hold it out. Out. Oh, I got a little sexy with that voice. All right, keep it going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh, sit back, stretch. Space in that spine, in that low back. And then let's switch sides. Reach the hips way back. You can bend that right knee as much as you need to. Flex those left toes. And then let's come on up. So we're going to move our prop out of the way. All right. Little arm work. So as I was saying before about opening and activating, right? So not everyone, but the majority of people nowadays tend to be overly tight in the front of their body, especially chest, hips, hip flexors, and tend to be pretty weak. I hate to use that word, but we tend to be a bit weaker in our back. It's a constant fight. If something's super tight, it's gonna win over that strength. So we're gonna work on opening that back body. Grab your weight, and then we're gonna take those elbows back behind us, and then just keep the knees soft. So I'm here, but I'm not thrusting my chest forward, right? So I want to think tall through everything. Back of the skull reaches to the sky. Here we go. We're gonna go out, in. Now we never want to hold our posture, like in day-to-day life, in our ideal posture, right? There's no perfect posture, but our ideal posture is something we have to find over time through release work and through strengthening work. Don't ever hold your shoulders back, chest up, and think that that's the way you're supposed to be all the time. Just like we should never just tuck our stomachs in all the time. We want to find this naturally in the body, and depending on where we are, might take a little bit more time. As a new mom with 2 little ones, I'm struggling with my shoulders and to find that tall posture back there. But I'm being consistent, and I promise it's worth it. Because little victories mean less back pain, less hip pain. All right, keep going. Shoulder blades back. All right, 3, 2, and then 1. Now hold that shape. We're gonna go out, squeeze it back. So emphasize the elbows trying to reach behind you. But don't let yourself thrust those ribs forward to accommodate, right? So keep them in. All right, 8 more. Reach. And instead of thinking about the tops of your shoulders doing this work, think about the blades on your back, pushing the arms out and pulling them in. 4, 3, last 2, and then 1. Go ahead, hinge forward, hinge pretty deeply, flat back. We're just gonna bend those elbows, open out, out. So there's that moment, that squeeze at the top, right? So that I'm not just using momentum to swing my arms around. Exhale, squeeze, release. Just 4 more here. We're gonna put this all together in a moment. 3, ribs in, abs in, 2, and then 1. Now, palms are gonna face your thighs. Plug the shoulders back again. Don't let them creep in your ears. Reach up. Now, the more you reach your hips back in opposition, the more you're gonna feel this in your belly. Exhale, float the arms up. Shoulder blades cascade down the back. 3, 2, and then 1. We're gonna put that all together. So the combo goes out, down, up, down, out, down, up, down. 8 more. Out. Keep breathing. Work that back. Really bring your awareness and attention to the muscle that runs along that mid-spine, under the shoulders. 4 more. Push through that burn and that intensity. Last 1. Woo. Go ahead, walk it out. You can put those weights down. All right. So let's go ahead. Take my mind off the phone. All right. We're going to come right into a little bit more arm work, but also some spinal work. We're going to stand at the back of our mat, nice and tall. Now, if you have any kind of osteoporosis or osteopenia, you will not be rounding down. You will be hinging down. And I'll modify those. I'll give you those cues in just a moment. So, inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bend the knees, lift your front ribs up and in, dive forward. Now this is if you don't have spinal issues. Hands come down, walk it out to plank. Now if you do, you're going to hinge, flat back, place the hands, walk it out to plank. 3, 2, and then 1. 1 Pilates push-up. It's a tricep push-up. So elbows back, chest open, rest, hike the hips up, walk it back. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, dive down or hinge down. Walk it out. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Shoulders out of those ears. 2 Pilates push-ups. 1, 2. Hip back. Walk it back. 4, 3, 2. Roll it all the way up. Bend those knees. Head and shoulders are the last to lift. We're going to 5. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dive. Make it fluid. Walk it up. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. 3 push-ups here. Watch those collars. They want to creep into your ear. Keep them back. Last 1. Hike it up. Walk it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Round it up. Roll. Inhale, lift. 2 more rounds. Exhale, dive. Walk it out of plank. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Feel your armpits. Reach for your ears slightly without the shoulders falling. 4 push-ups. Down. 1. Lift the feet toes. 2, 1. Lift the hips. Walk it back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Round it up. Last round. Both. Here. Plant those hands. Walk it out. 5 Pilates push-ups. Think length above depth. You don't have to go super low. Last 1. Hike those hips and then lower onto your knees. Child's pose. Lift your palms. Reach the hips way back. Ooh, big breath. A lot of back work here today. So, go ahead, lower all the way onto your belly. And then we're just going to soften for a moment. So, forehead can rest onto your palms. Lay those hips side to side. All right, so right palm is on the mat, and then you're going to take your left leg, bend it. Left hand can reach for your inside of your left foot. Now, that's going to create a little bit of a chest opening, and we're going to continue with that. So you would just lift up onto your right forearm, keep the shoulders out of the ears, and then just work on that chest opening. So the quad stretch would be that you would stay low and you pull that foot in. But for today, we've done a lot of upper and mid back work. Keep it in the chest, just to keep it nice and open. So, if you're feeling this in your low back at all, engage the belly a bit more, reach the heart further, or if none of those are helping you, go ahead and just lower down onto your forehead. 1 more big breath in, kick that foot into the hand a little bit more, open that chest, and then release it. Left forearm is right in front of the chest, bend your right knee. Right hand grabs to the inside of that foot, and then I'm going to prop up on my left arm, kick that right foot into my right hand, keep those knees pretty parallel with one another, and I'm going to breathe into my right chest. A lot tighter than the left. Oh, push that foot into that hand, resist with the hand. Oh, where do you feel that stretch? Where does it radiate? If it does fall. All right, let's slowly release. Bring both hands down, forehead to both hands, and just sway those hips a little side to side. Allow that blood rush to come back into the low back, especially if we're really tight today. And then we're going to press up. You can stay actually on your belly if you prefer that for relaxation. Otherwise, make your way onto your back. I will switch this down just a little bit. All right. So from here, making any last few sets of movements, if you really feel like you need anything else, maybe hugging those knees in. We're just slowing the breath down, slowing the movement in our body, and then really just letting the floor, the earth, wherever you're at, letting it fully support your body. All of that engagement and that awareness and that focus, wonderful, but then it's really important to just let it all go. Find that balance. So as we settle into this next 2 to 3 minutes of relaxation, let's just bring our hands to our belly for a moment and breathe fully into our hands. Feel the belly expand, stretch, open, and then as you open mouth, exhale, just feel it sink. We're not trying to make it go anywhere or turn on or anything like that. It's just allowing it to stretch and move. Eyes can close, jaw releases. All right, we can start to deepen our breath, calling awareness back to the body. And just taking your time getting up. This is a recorded class, so if you want to stay and have a nap, go for it. But thank you so much for being patient with me in getting this to you, and I'm glad I got this sound thing figured out. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you later this week. Bye.